Yo, tell me this drip isn't sick. This is sick. I got a surprise for you. I saw MacroBioBoi's video on the echoing strike, and I have kind of my take on the weapon. I agree with the Doom, but I think I found a potential just slightly better best in slot weapon, and I'm excited to show you. So I'm going to take like three. I'm going to take the Doom, Breath of the Dying, and then what I think might be at least a contender. I think by the end of this we can say it's a contender and it might be the best in slot. I'm excited to reveal it. I'll save it for the end. Maybe you can guess. Type down in the comments if you can guess what this is, but it looks pretty freaking cool like this, doesn't it? Anyways, let's jump in there. I'll do probably some chaos runs on players 8. This is a hero edited character. Just I didn't have the time. I can't build it yet online, so I'm just kind of throwing this together, testing some things. I want to do some starter builds and kind of see. But keep in mind, this is full-on hero edited single player, so everything is perfect. I mean, this is top end game gear. So keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so we're going to run some chaos runs on players 8. I'm going to use all 3 weapons. Spoiler alert, they're all going to crush. I mean, just crush. But again, this is end game gear. So let's go over the gear first. All the gear is going to stay about the same. I'm just going to switch the weapon. Now, first of all, I think one of the cool things about the Warlock class is this seems to be a character that has a unique ability with his weapon, the way he holds a weapon, where he's able to now kind of unlock some usability for items that we would normally either not make as rune words or not use very much, or just kind of throw on the ground that we kind of a cool two-hander, but it doesn't really have a good use case. Well, now they do, and I think I found a good best in slot two-hander. Anyways, namely, I think I'm going to make another video about it on the casters using Meng songs in one hand. Super cool. Anyways, here's my gear. Using the new helmet, I think actually you can, because the attack is based on cast rate instead of attack speed, you can gamble a magic 20 cast rate 3 socket circlet and throw a bunch of like enhanced damage jewels in there. I think that might be the best helmet. It's hard to say because you get so much off weapon enhanced damage that the +1 to skills might be better. Anyways, start with this new helmet, mostly for the cast speed and the 1 to skills. High Lord's Wrath, because one of the only things that actually works with the like striking is Deadly Strike. You can't use Crushing Blow or Open Wounds. It doesn't work. Kind of seems like it might be a bug. Again, MacroBioBoi pointed these things out. If you haven't seen his channel, he's one of the OGs. Love his stuff. He breaks things down very well with numbers and data to back it up. Anyways, let's keep moving on here. I'll link his stuff down there too. I'm using a Phoenix. Again, a Monarch here is probably going to save you a couple stat points, but I'm all about that drip. I'm all about the drip, baby. Tell me this isn't sick with the Ward Shield. That just looks really cool. I mean, like a battle-ready Warlock. So yeah, Phoenix. We're going with Gore Riders specifically just for the Deadly Strike. A caster ring. We're looking for 75% faster cast rate. The breakpoints are like a Paladin or a Necromancer, 75 and 125. I just don't think we could reach 125 and still maintain the damage. It's kind of that's where the trade-off happens. If there's a way in the future to hit 125 and still represent about the same kind of damage, some of the codex or the books from the Warlock, maybe, but Phoenix's offhand is so high. Anyways, faster cast rate, ring, resistance is obviously Arachnid Mesh. I'm using this for the dual leech and train gloves, Enigma. Now, the cool thing is you can use that, what's the teleporting one? Blade Warp. As kind of like a teleport, and maybe use Fortitude. So that's something to think about. Yeah, that's the gear, and then we're just going to be switching the weapons. I just got the Eldritch Skillers all the way across, some life and resistance, a Torch and a Nihilist. I got the CTA. I've bound a demon, so with all these I'm going to have the same thing. I've bound a demon that casts amp damage. You could find a demon that has an aura and cast amp damage. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for fanaticism. Haven't found it yet. My mercenary has pride, so concentration aura, and he's might. He's using Chains of Honor, that's his source of life leech, and +2 to skills bumps up his might. And 65 all resist is awesome. Flickering Flame for just some extra resistances. Maybe there's a better option here, but it helps me out, so there's that. I think I've pretty much covered everything. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Let's go ahead and do chaos runs now. Let's get to it. I'm going to probably just breeze through here. Basically, we're just going to teleport through. Oh, that's one thing I didn't cover is my skills, but maybe I'll just do it at the end. It's the same as all the other. I'm sure you've seen the skills at this point, but I'll cover it at the end. One thing that you'll see me do is cast down this sigil. It slows everyone down really well, and they take some additional damage from you, so it's good to use on bosses or maybe if you get in a tight situation. Oh, ha! I didn't even do my little ritual here. So what I wanted to show you to do before you start your runs is you're going to cast your BO, and then we got to cast our demon. That one's going to protect us. This one we're going to consume. Cast BO again. There we go. Now we got the demon buff. And I have hotkeyed Engorge just in case, you know, but we probably won't even need it. All right. Bam, no problem. You know, what if I get lucky and find a cool demon to rebind? Oh, like that probably could have been one. Yeah, whatever. It's mostly about showing you kind of how it plays. And like I said, spoiler alert, they all like work really, really well because all of our gear is like straight up maxed out. One of the things that I wanted to say that I really like about this is they made your bound demon like an iron golem. So when you save and exit, he stays with you in between games. So, you know, you spend all that work trying to find the right demon. It's nice that they let you keep it. Especially if you're doing like Lister, you know, like the Bale Act 5 waves guys. Oh, there we go. Alright, let's go kill Diablo. Again, this is players 8. $150k damage, you guys. Wow. Wow. Alright, let's try the other weapon. Let's try Breath of the Dying. No, wait, that was Breath of the Dying. I mean, that was legit. One thing I like about Breath of the Dying there is the leech. The extra leech, and just, man, that's so helpful when you're just kind of tele-stomping, you know. Alright, so that was Breath of the Dying. And before I go about 84k, you can't really trust the sheet DPS, because, okay, so again, before I move to the next one, with Breath of the Dying, we're hitting about a 51% deadly strike, okay? Cool thing about Doom is you get roughly the same physical damage, 1293, 1228, but you get 2 to skills. That's going to help your physical damage, it's going to help your buffs, it's going to help everything. But you also get an extra 20% deadly strike, so 20% more of the time you're going to be doing double damage, which stacks very well with amp damage. So now we're hitting, where are we at? 71. Cool thing is, you're going to trade out like the life leech and stuff, but you're going to get some holy freeze, so that's kind of like an added defensive thing. Summon our demon, summon our goat, consume the goat. And I do that because I've got enough to get 3 demons. Alright, let's go, guys. Basically, we could just probably rush straight to the seal. If anyone knows how to rebind a demon, like, do you have to, like, kill or consume the one that you currently have? I bet you that's what I gotta do. Because I've tried to rebind and it's like the chain just kind of sits there. I don't know if it's like a chance or something, or like I have to get rid of the one that's currently bound, but if you know, drop a comment. So yeah, like the whole idea of this, I saw Mac's video, MacroBioBoi's video. I'll link it down in here, and he's such a good like researcher and just really good for the community. The dude's awesome. I've loved watching his stuff over the years, primarily Diablo 2. But the cool thing, what I like about him is he's like community driven. You know what I mean? Like he made a comment of like, I'm sure as time goes on, we're gonna like figure out like the best in slot stuff or like fine tuning it. Well, here it is. I want to help with that. Maybe we could collaborate together as a community. If anyone's like also testing in on this, like drop some comments down there. Tell me what you've figured out. Like we could share on this stuff. I'm gonna keep making some more videos on like the other builds, maybe like a pure summoner. I want to test out the fire one. I'm going to use a Meng songs and I'm just having fun. And if anyone else has found some cool little tricks or some interesting interactions, like let's talk about it. Let's make this a community again, dude. Anyways, all right. So we got Diablo here again with Flickering Flame. That's nice. I'm cursed, but I still have 70s. He's not cursed. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. Now let's unveil what I think is the best in slot, and I'll back it up by some numbers in Maxroll as well. So let's get to it. Now that was Doom, and we just did Breath of the Dying. It was kind of hard to tell because Amp didn't cast on Diablo, but he died pretty fast. All right, best in slot in my opinion, Ariok's Needle. Now I know the physical DPS, if you look at them, it's like half, right? But what you're not seeing is you're getting 2 more to skills, and you're getting 50% deadly strike. When I put this on, I'm capped 100% deadly strike every single throw. And then when Amp is off, I think that's quadruple damage. Double damage, and then Amp doubles that, but that's doubles of double. Yeah, so I really think this is it. And I'll back it up with Maxroll. I'm not sure entirely how accurate that is, but you know what? The point I'm making here is what I like about this Warlock class is its unique ability to wield its weapon is enabling new combinations that weren't possible. Maybe for some things that we might not even make rune words for or barely ever do, like Obsession. He could wield in one hand. He could wield a Meng songs in one hand. Some things that we might pick up and like, oh, that's cool, and throw on the ground now, like might be best in slot for certain builds for this character, like Ariok's Needle. Maybe it's not entirely best in class. Maybe there's some other modifiers that just outweigh just pure damage, but I think this pure damage slightly just squeaks it out. And the cool part about it is it's pretty easy to find. Compare this with the base that you have to find, a Thunderball or a Warpike, with an Ohm, a mid-rune, a low, and a Cham. That's pretty steep. So anyways, let's go test this out. I just thought this was cool. You find an Ethereal one, stick an Ohm in there. Durability doesn't go down when we're throwing our weapons. I know the sheet numbers look lower, but it's not factoring in like amp damage. It's not factoring in deadly strike. Summon that demon, consume him, get the buff. Bam, bam, bam. That's it. Let's go. It's really not a big deal. Now check this out. Plus, I think a spear looks really cool too. Let me know what you guys think. Dude, I love this. I love this so much, you guys. This is so sick. That guy's name was Puke something. Puke. I swear I've seen something like Puke Bastard. That's one of the things. Me and my friends from way back, I always just tripped out on like the funny name combinations and just like I think my buddy from real life buddy back in the day always got tickled at like bastard's bastard sword or something funny like that. Good times. Anyways, yeah, check this out. Obviously, this is clearing house, right? Like, And if you don't believe me that this is the best in DPS, and again, Maxroll might not be calculating everything totally correct, but I think it's close enough that, like, considering the runes, this is pretty up there, man. Oh, foul rune. It's like single player anyway. It's all edited. I'm not worried. All right, we're about there at Diablo, and then I'll wrap this up. I'll go over maybe quickly over my skills, and I'll go over Maxroll really fast and stuff. And anyways, I hope this helps people. You know, I hope people, you guys are excited for this content, and I don't know, who knows what we got coming up for the future now. Now that we know that, like, dang, I guess we are getting content sometimes. Who knows, dude? I feel like if you notice you can't press G, that means maybe they're going to make new areas. Who knows? Wow. Let's go. Dude, let's go. Is Ariox Needle the best in slot for this build? Something that you'd always throw on the ground? Dude, the meta's shifting. Let's go, you guys. This is crazy awesome. All right, let's look at Maxroll. It is basically between Doom and Ariox Needle, but let's put on that Breath of the Dying. So when we look at this, and I do have like amp up, this is also considering like my ideal summon, my bind would be Hephaestus with Fanaticism and casting amp damage. So that is assuming that, whatever, just keep that in mind. Again, fully maxed items. So if we think about that, we're hitting Echoing Strike 239k. And again, that's maybe some of these things aren't calculating some things all the way correctly, but I think it's pretty good rough estimate. That's a ton of damage. All right, let's take this off and put on Doom. So it's 239. 249. Again, we're kind of splitting hairs, aren't we? I mean, that's crazy. And this is a perfect Doom. 385. All right. Now let's check out. So it's 249. Ariox Needle, Ethereal with an Ohm rune. Where are we at? Bam. 252,000. You guys, I don't know. This is pretty awesome. I'm just saying. All right, anyways, just real quick, in case anyone's curious, I'll just run it through real fast. So I do have some extra skills here. This is a 98 character, hero edited, blah, blah, blah. To me, it seems like you're probably going to want to dump them in Levitation Mastery, and then the last of your points will go into Lethargy. But you're going to start out with maxing Echoing Strike, maxing Mirrored Blades, and then the synergy from Echoing Strike is Blade Warp. You need to put a point in these to get there. I'm just trying one of these just for fun. It kind of seems like the Purge when I cast it. It makes my weapon green, and when I throw it at people, there's a little bit of like extra explosion AoE. I think it helps clearing. So maybe you get in really dense areas like cows, you might actually see that impact. But it's just 1 point so far. I don't really know. So again, I think the next thing to do would be to max Levitation Mastery. I have 13 more points, so at 98, I'd still have 4 points. So I guess that would max out at 94. And then from there, I would just dump the rest into Lethargy. All you're going to get is from enemy damage taken will go up 1%. But that's pretty sweet. You put this on the ground, and it's kind of like a little mini Decrepify. Like, they slow down, their attack speed slows down, and they take additional damage, and their defense is lower. So yeah, that's what I got going on. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I'm coming back. I got a little more time now. Just really hoping I can put some stuff out there that'll help people, and maybe just, help cultivate some conversation and some community a little bit. I'd like to see just people working together and just sharing ideas and just having fun with our favorite game. In my opinion, this is my favorite game of all time. So I'm just happy that big 2026, we're getting to be here and share it with each other. And yeah, I just wanted it to be as great as it can be. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking it out. Share some ideas down in the comments. Do you think Ariox Needle is the best in slot? Do you have some sweet ideas? Let me know. Drop a like, give me a subscribe. Love you all. I'll see you next time. Peace.